everybody. Welcome back to the News Desk here on the Pop Culture Network. As always, I'm your host, Dirt, and today there's really only one story to talk about. And that one story is, of course, G.I. Joe Retaliation. That's right, G.I. Joe Retaliation has been the #1 topic just everywhere the past few days. From our message boards to my Facebook and Twitter blowing up over this to just everywhere you turn, you're finding people talking about G.I. Joe Retaliation. And why, you might ask? Well, you might ask because you've been living in a cave for the last few days and you haven't heard the news. G.I. Joe Retaliation has been pushed back 9 months to March of next year. It was set to come out in about 4 weeks, but now, not happening. Why? Well, the movie's being converted to 3D. And they feel that the conversion to 3D is very important for the success of the film and the franchise. So therefore, they've pushed the movie back, and now you're just going to have to wait a long time until you can get to that movie. Now, there are a lot of questions that came up about this. Why make the move to 3D when they didn't initially film it in 3D? Why push it back so far? Because obviously a 3D conversion doesn't take 9 months. So, what exactly is the story going on here? Well, there are a couple things. First of all, of course, I think we all recognize the fact that 3D does tend to make a difference in movies. Even movies that do moderately well, movies like Tron Legacy, which I happen to enjoy, as a matter of fact. A movie like that, made back its budget in the United States, but didn't really light the box office on fire. However, worldwide, as 3D, it made much more money than it did here domestically. And that's been the case along the board. Basically, movies that tend to do okay in the United States as a 3D film do a lot better worldwide as a 3D film because the 3D gimmick worldwide is seen as something much more spectacular, something special you get out of a movie theater that you don't get at home, where we here in the U.S. tend to see it more as just kind of a gimmick, and we're not exactly sold on. The second thing, though, that's kind of interesting is the fact that they've pushed it a whole 9 months to, March 29th of next year, I believe it is. And March 29th of 2013 actually comes a week after Star Trek launches in theater, Star Trek 2, and that is also going to be a 3D experience. So they're hoping that opening another 3D movie after another big 3D movie release is going to get a lot more excitement, a lot more people loving the 3D technology and the 3D gimmicks, and they'll come out in theaters and just see more 3D movies. Is what they're kind of hoping on. I personally, 3D is nice. But to me, it's not really worth the extra price of admission unless the movie is really, really good at delivering the 3D experience. Doing an after filming version of 3D conversion is not the best way to do it. We've seen that with movies like Wrath of the Titans, where it just didn't look right and it didn't work all that well, and it looked really fake. But hey, they have 9 months, so maybe they think that that amount of time will give them the opportunity to do it right. And, with movies like Battleship tanking in the domestic box office, but doing fairly well worldwide, it does give them a hope that maybe some of us will be willing to shell out a little bit extra to see the 3D version of the movie to help with the cost a little bit, and then worldwide it'll go on to be a great big phenomenon. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, I know G.I. Joe has a toy line, so, okay, we were talking about G.I. Joe the movie, but why is this such big news for the news desk? This is supposed to be a toy-centric news desk. Well, because G.I. Joe toys. That's right, Retaliation toys. They're out there. Now, a lot of people were wondering what was going to happen with these toys. After all, the movie being pushed back to 9 months, does that mean retailers are going to have to sit on these forever? Well, no, they've been given the go-ahead from the big box retailers on down to us little guys. It's okay to go ahead and sell them. That means that you can go into stores and pick up some G.I. Joes based on the movie right now, even though the movie's not coming out for a long time. Maybe this will whet the appetite to get people more excited for the movie, so when it actually comes out, they can be like, hey, I've been playing with these toys for a year, and now there's a movie based on them. Woo! Maybe not. But you never know. It's always a possibility. But as you can see, the individual figures released, the boxes released. There are even vehicles out there that are being released. So if you're interested in getting any of that stuff, I would suggest going on a hunt now. Of course, you can go to places like eBay and pick them up. You can go to shoppcn.com. and pick up some there. You can also, hound the aisles of your local Toys R Us and Targets and whatnots to see who's carrying what and when they are going to be available. Question is, this was their big rollout for the year, and these have come out. Are any more coming out this year? That's the big question. Are we going to see more G.I. Joe Retaliation figures coming later in the year, or are they going to hold off until next year? Is this the end of the G.I. Joe line for 2012? I don't know. We're just going to have to stay tuned and see. But I think there's a fairly good chance you're still going to get some of those Renegade figures out on the shelves, because that show is still doing fantastic, and now that it's on Netflix, it's doing very, very well for the company. Question for you guys, though, is the conversion to 3D important for watching this movie, first of all? And second of all, are you going to buy the toys in advance of the movie? Or are some of you guys just going to wait for the movie and see if you care about it then? Is anyone going to run out and pick some of these up as soon as they can? Are you excited for these new movie figures? Or are you just kind of like, I like Retaliation, I like the 30th anniversary type stuff, and movie-related stuff isn't really your thing? Let me know. Drop a comment, shoot me an email, dirtpopculturenetwork.com. You can leave a voicemail message. It's area code 217-953-4025. Follow me on Twitter, PCN_dirt. Find my Facebook. I think I have a MySpace page, a LinkedIn profile. I don't know if I'll ever check those again, but whatever. You can leave them there, and other people will see them regardless. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.